Hi guys, my name is Dan, and I have a sister Chloe. This is going to sound funny, but she is jealous of me because I have model looks. It's funny, right? But it is. Now I'll tell you how it all started, and more importantly, where it led to. Chloe and I are siblings, 4 years apart in age. I remember from my early childhood how Chloe wouldn't let my parents buy me things more expensive than her, tastier food, or even more so if I would have a cooler computer or a new phone. Chloe was pretty cute on the outside. That's what my mum said, while I was called handsome. It sounded loud and short. I didn't care, compliments from my mum always sound subjective, but my sister took it painfully. At this point, she used to yell, "Well, of course," and "I'm a freak. Love your little brother then, not me." Of course, my parents immediately ran to calm their daughter down. These type of scenes seemed, pathetic and silly to me, and I would just leave the room and go about my business. As the years passed, I grew older and more compliments flew my way. "Hey Dan, how you've grown. Already a groom. Oh, you heartbreaker. You must be breaking hearts one by one. Dan, how do you look like so handsome? The rest of your family is average." Those were the exact words that our relatives and guests used to say. Just so you understand, Chloe would sigh loudly at this point. Her mood would be spoiled and she would leave the room. "What's up? You're welcome to the guests, not like me." I came to get a charger for my phone. "Go get it in your room. Why come into my room?" "You borrowed it from me 2 hours ago." "Yeah, right. Well, get it, quick. What are you staring at?" I'm going. "Mum wants to know if you want dessert." "No way." "Your favorite cheesecake is on the table." "Save me 2 slices." "Yeah, you betcha. My sister loved to eat. She did it 4 times a day, always ate. On the road, in front of the TV, on the phone or on the computer, when she went for a walk, when she did her homework, basically always. And by the time she was 17, she got a little bloated. She became more complex because of her figure. She became angrier and more irritable. But still, she ate. And I, on the other hand, looked even more spectacular in front of my sister. Chloe and I used to go to the same school. There was some kind of beauty contest going on there one day. Guys and girls were nominated, and the winner was chosen by a vote. As soon as we walked through the door, a crowd jumped on us shouting, "Dan, we're nominating you!" "Where? What? Why?" A bunch of questions went through my head, and only then did I realize what was going on. Chloe's face turned green with anger. She hissed, "As always," and left. The competition was 2 weeks away. Since I was already going to the gym, I decided to work on my body even harder. I worked hard to get the coveted six-pack. What was my sister saying at the time? "Pfft, your cubes don't mean anything. It's your brain that counts. You sure can't pump it up. Do you think you're going to win this contest? Who needs it anyway? It's for imbeciles." I'll tell you something, but I don't understand the word imbecile. I'm stupid. "That's right, go ahead, go for it." "Chloe, are you jealous of me?" "What? What makes you think that? I'm self-sufficient. Why should I be jealous of you? You always said that I'm loved by my family and you're not, that I'm prettier and I'm luckier." "You were talking nonsense, bro. I don't care about you." So the contest was coming up. I was studying. The day of the event came and the whole school gathered. Everybody wanted to see the pretty girls and the pretty boys. And when we went on stage to get acquainted, I was shocked. Standing next to me was Chloe, and in her red dress, she looked like an elephant from a circus. She looked ridiculous and funny. Everybody was laughing at her, taking pictures with their phones. She got so confused and ran off stage in tears. I tried to stop her, but she didn't turn around. We went on with the contest. I came up with something and I needed a win for that. I understood that my sister is a complicated character. She acts like a little girl, but she isn't. I genuinely wanted to help her, so I was determined to be a winner, to begin with. So, as not to forget anything, I wrote down my speech on a piece of paper and gave it to the hostess to keep. All the stages of the contest went by very quickly. Finally, the finale, and drum roll. Yippee! The winner was Dan Shatler. Yes, I shouted, and smilingly ran out to get my award. They gave me the word on the microphone, but the lights in the auditorium went out and the projector came on. There was a video on the wall behind me. These were clips from videos of me getting into ridiculous situations at different ages. In the first video, I had severe poisoning, vomiting like crazy. My mum accidentally recorded it on video because we had guests at the barbecue that day. Another moment was when I pooped myself at the age of 10. Chloe and I were running home and I didn't make it. She recorded on video my face and gait. Also, there was a moment when my first girlfriend dumped me. I was standing on the road and crying near the house, and a lot of other things. The audience burst out laughing. Everyone began to say that I was not so perfect after all, that my legs were crooked, my teeth were uneven as a child. Honestly, I didn't care about them. It hurt that my sister was laughing out loud herself. She looked me in the eye. Her laugh was evil, like a real cartoon villain. What did I feel at that moment? Not anger or even resentment, but I felt sorry for her. Even more than before, to be honest. At the same time, I realized that the situation cannot be saved and that if we continue to live at this pace, nothing good will come of it. The presenter came up to me and handed me a piece of paper that I was giving away, and I asked her to throw it away and left. I came home, packed my things, and told my parents that I would spend the night at a friend's house. How was the contest? Was everything okay? Yeah, it was fine. Where's Chloe? She won. What do you mean she won? Did she win the beauty contest? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. What's wrong with you? I'm upset that I lost. Come on, son. Chloe's a girl. Winning is more important to her than it is to you. Yeah, okay, Mum. I'm out of here. I was about to leave town because I realized that my sister wasn't just jealous, but she hated me. Even though I hadn't done anything to her except being born. So I left. I wasn't home for 6 long years. All that time I called my parents, we communicated, but I refused to give the real reason for leaving. We didn't communicate with Chloe, she didn't even write. I thought it was for the best. My dad and mum were shocked, of course, but they got used to it and thought that I had left for a girl. And one day my mum called me and told me that my sister was getting married and I had to come anyway. I didn't want to ruin it, but my mum insisted. So I arrived almost the day of the wedding and saw Chloe. She'd lost a little weight, but she was just as cold to me. We barely said hello and I never went near her again. Also, at the wedding, I saw some of the guys from school. Among them was that presenter Jenna who I gave my speech to. Why didn't you give it to your sister or read it? Remember that video? Yes, I do. How could I forget? That's what ex-girlfriends do. Ex-girlfriends, but not your sister. She hates me. What's the point of me trying to do the opposite? Sometimes it's better to do it and not regret it than the other way around. Jenna walked over to her sister, gave her a gift, and in a minute Chloe was crying. Everyone started calming her down, and her mother said it was a wedding emotion. Chloe and her fiancé came out to greet the guests, and her sister took the microphone. I've had a lot of things happen in my life, bad things and good things, and I've done some bad things myself that I regret to this day. Some of you haven't even heard that I have a sibling, Dan. This is a man who endured tyranny from his older sister, and if some brothers hit back, mine decided to retreat. He packed up and left the family, the house, only to have me stop feeling flawed by his beauty. But only now I realised that it wasn't him, but me. When Chloe began her speech, I looked at Jenna. She shrugged, and in her sister's hands, there was a piece of paper on which I wrote the text 6 years ago. I dedicated my victory to Chloe, called her strong and kind, and that only she had always kept me going, which I am grateful for. I never told you, Dan, but I actually love you very much. I cried a little too, and rushed over to my sister to hug her. For the first time in our lives, we hugged, not because Mum made us to, but because we both wanted to. So that's how our reconciliation happened. I agree, it took 6 whole years, but better late than never, right? What's your relationship like with your siblings? And what would you have done if you were me? Tell me guys, did you like my story? Write your opinion about it in the comments below the video. Don't forget to give likes, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel.